Greetings. We're going to be continuing with the special series on the Shou, Tai Chi Yang style Shou, which is also called the partner form, the 88 form, or the fighting set. So the last lesson, we got up through movement number 11. And this lesson, we'll see how far we can go. And we're going to start out demonstrating what we've gone through up to this point solo. We're going to see the A side. I'm going to do the A side, and then Rex is going to do the B side. And then we're going to start again and working from movement number 12 on. All right? So, and while we demonstrate the form, instead of having the names up like we did when we were partnering it up, Anna is going to be reading the names off so that you can start to get familiar with the names and putting them together with the movements. All right, so here we go. I'm going to be going a little bit slower, of course, than I would be so that you can see the exact placement of things. I'm not going to try to make it a flowing Tai Chi form. I'll break it up into sort of little pieces. All right? So, here we go.
Step forward and right punch. Step up, intercept, and right punch. Change step and left shoulder strike. Left elbow strike. Left back fist. Withdraw and hit a tiger left. Raise hands. Deflect and strike with right back fist. Split right. Fan through the back. Change step and left shoulder strike.
Good. So Rex, come on in and you can demonstrate. So, there you go.
Raise hands. Deflect and punch. Hit a tiger right. Push with right hand. Right shoulder strike. Strike with right back fist. Turn right and push. Deflect and punch. Partition of the wild horse's mane. Turn body, step back and roll back. Turn body and push.
Good. Okay. So it's difficult, to going slow, and we have all these different things, as you could see. It's easy to misplace yourself. but we're just going to continue on. Okay, so we're going to go from this particular point where I was coming in with my shoulder, he was braking, and then he stepped around and gave me the push. Okay? Okay, so once again. Now, my momentum is forward, so he steps around, opens me up, steps around, and comes in to push me back. As he pushes, I just continue opening him, and if he's not careful, he's going to fall. So I just come back, and I can pull, and I'm going to, since his front leg is weighted, I'm going to attack his front leg for separation of the right foot kick. So he comes around, pushes, I sink back, step back, and kick his weighted foot. Now, again, I can grab him to pull, but if I grab him, I have a chance of him doing something bad. So here, I can just sort of catch my hands, you see, on him and lead him in further than he wants to go. So as he comes in, okay, I just open and kick. Okay, so what's he going to do? He gets his foot out of the way. Always take the weight off of the foot. So he gets it out of the way. At the same time, if you notice, look at this hand. As I go to kick, I'm balancing, and he is gently pulling me out of the way. So as he pulls, I immediately try to get my balance. But also what he's trying to do is catch me. If he can get me with my leg up, see, then I'm in trouble. So let's move back here just a little touch here. Okay, so I'm going to attack his knee. He goes to catch me. All right, so what I'm going to do here is immediately put my foot down, and he's going to come in and attack me in the lower body. Okay? So as I go to kick him, I fall back, and he steps right on in to attack me in my lower body. I get back. Now, as he comes in, of course, I just sink back, turn my body, and attach to his elbow and lead him into this empty space. Now, if I pull, there's a good chance that if he's overcommitted, he's going to fall down on this movement. Now, and since he is so open here, what his responses want to be to get out of this bad situation. Okay, so I'm kicking his knee. He's neutralizing. He steps in for his lower punch. I open back. Now, this is called pull down. I'm pulling him a little bit. So if he falls, he falls. If he doesn't, he starts to go back. As he starts to go back, this is what we call split, is that I step behind him so that as he comes back, I can interfere with his backward momentum. And at the same time, I follow him up and give him a back fist, slam to the face. I can use this to throw him over the leg or just smash him. Okay, so from kick. Kick, steps in, I lead him down. Replace this front foot, step behind him, and then I do a splitting movement back fist. So, what does he do? He just rides it back, okay? Getting himself down and using his hand to neutralize, you see. Just by lifting slightly, my hand passes him overhead. Now, you notice he doesn't lift. If he lifts his hand too far, then he's open to attack. You see, that's the tendency when you're doing these forms, is to lift these arms up too much. So it's basically, you see, see the angle here. See, now if you just stand, you see he's perfectly fine. He's pretty well covered up here. And it looks like a good Taiji posture. Okay, so he neutralizes me. I start to kind of want to withdraw and close up. So what does he do? He changes, opens me up, steps in, and attacks using Fair Lady, works at shuttles. He can either push me or strike me. He could pull me with this hand if he, right, to throw me this way. Right? Okay, it's from the kick. Separation of the kick, I come down, he comes in. I neutralize him to the side. I step up to split him. He draws back, neutralizes, steps in, and goes to strike. So this strike, as always, as he comes in to strike, I draw back. Basically, I'm getting back. As I get back, I take this hand with me. Okay? I take this hand. I'm not going to grab in this instance, but I'm going to use this sticky quality to open him up. Then I just use a back fist to him. Okay? So from punch down, I split. He neutralizes and Fair Lady. I get back a little bit. This relaxes. I go to do my back fist. And what does he do? He just gets out of, he gets out of the way. It's his most, as I come in, he steps off to the side, coming inside me. You see? If he doesn't do something with his hand, I can maybe come back. So what he chooses to do is, as I do this, his hand comes in. Now watch how this is. So from a punch downward, let's see how this is. Okay, so here we are. We're kind of attached at this moment. We're just stuck together. If he were to drop his hand out of the way, I'm going to attack him. If I drop his hand out of the way, he can attack me. So we have this sort of standoff here. But as I neutralize him and get back, I come out. Now I've got some space, so I can back fist. And now you see his hand just makes a little turn and sticks, opens me up, and he does Stork spreads its wings, just tripping me out. You see, if he takes my upper body this way, and my lower body is swept out, he can just easily throw me to the floor. See? Like so. This is a beautiful, kind of a beautiful movement. Okay, so from punch downward. So split, Fair Lady. I open up and back fist. He does Stork spreads its wings, steps in and attacks. Either he could kick or sweep, depending upon what his mood is and if I keep a solid leg, then he's kicking it, and if I don't, he sweeps me. Then he can sweep me at the same time as I try to get it out of the way. Okay, Stork spreads its wings. Okay, back fist. Split, Fair Lady, back fist. Now, what I'm going to do is, as he comes in, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. Now, he is now on one leg, so what I'm going to do is immediately step in and apply my shoulder. As he sweeps me, I get out of the way. Now I close him up, step in, and knock him out of the way. If I can do this quickly enough, I'll catch him in the air. When he's on one leg, you see here, bam, I can get him before he has a chance to get settled in. But so I step down. I try to get, remember, when you're doing shoulder, you need to get into the base of support. This hand, I have to be very careful of this hand, so I'm going to take it with me so that I close him up, and then I can knock him out of the way. If I don't take it with me, and I just think about coming in, well, of course, he's got defense and he's got things that he's going to do there. So I get out of the way, get a nice root, close him up, step in, and I go to attack him. So what's he going to do? He's going to come with me and break my arm. Now this is what we call roll back here. And it's a beautiful, beautiful movement in that, you see, he's attached. As I come down, this hand just gently comes in with me, and this one stays and presses in the opposite direction. So as you see, if you do this solo, you can see this opposition thing happening. Yeah. So there's sort of, this is pulling back and this is pressing slightly outward for this, you know, his whole body is moving, you know, in this together kind of thing, you see. So here. So he twists, pulls in, twists the arm. At the same time, he's applying pressure down. So if he used long energy, he can just press me into the ground. If he uses his body also, he can just press me down into the ground. If he uses short energy, he can just snap the elbow quite easily. Okay. Stork spreads his wings. Step up and apply left shoulder, and he does roll back. Now, before he gets this whole lock on, I have to be diligent, because once he's got this lock, excuse me, it's very difficult to get it out. So, as this is coming in and the pressure starts to pull, I relax and empty. This empties. And you notice, if he's pulling this, and this is coming in, and I empty, it comes into a sort of a dropping thing for him. He's expecting this to be a very strong movement, and when I get out of the way, it startles him, his reactions, and then I'm going to step around behind him and attack him in his shoulder. So as he applies this, I relax, sinking my weight onto this back foot, which frees this foot up so I can attack him here. But what I'm going to do is come around and hit and attack. This is what we call, this is a roll back for me too, and attack him in his shoulder. Now the timing is really important for this, because as soon as he's extended, I attack him. If it's too late, if I extend and then try to attack, he can defend himself. If I attack him before this arm, the slack is taken out, it won't do anything else. There's a couple of good spots right in here. We talked about them right in there. If I can attack it with the heel of my hand, that will be quite good. Okay, so from Stork spreads his wings, we'll say, step in and applying shoulder, he's rolling back. I neutralize, step around and roll back, or hit a tiger. Okay, so at this point, he's going to strike my ears, right? Open. Okay, now this is, I don't know if we're going to have to just change, we'll change angle here a little bit. Okay, so you say you're doing the arm break, and I step around here to hit. Now, as I come around, he opens and blocks. Okay? Here, see, his body is turning, so even if I hit, it's a deflecting kind of blow. And if I were to be holding on here, you see, he could pull me over here. So as he starts to pull, I let go, but the other hand comes up to neutralize and get in the way. This hand, his other hand comes in here to block. So as I'm coming, his body starts turning, I let go, he intercepts and just gently presses down, and now I'm completely open and he comes in to strike my ears. Now this seems like a kind of a funny movement, doesn't it? Strike opponent's ears. But you can hit the temples or the ears, the jaw, and when done right, very powerful movement. Strike opponent's ears. Okay, so we go from the Stork spread just wings in this direction. So I step in for shoulder, he rolls back for the shoulder. Now, for me, I also, you see, if I'm here, you'll notice that on all these shoulder strikes, generally the hand is right about here, because even if he starts to press, if I get caught and he's pressing, I can come in here to strengthen this joint so he doesn't break it. Also, God willing, I could also use this for an attack here if he didn't get quite good enough. Okay, so as he does that, I slip out, step around, close him up, and attack his shoulder. He rolls back, changes his step, and strikes my ears. Now, as he strikes my ears, I just move back out of the way. This is it's an easy movement to get out of, because he doesn't have much room to miss. I mean, he's like right there, fully extended. All I have to do is just get back a little bit, and I'm out of the way. So, what I'm going to do is, as I get back out of the way and he's open, I just pull him down and out. Closing him up, going along with it, give it a little pull, whatever. And of course, as I pull him, his energy is now starting back. If he overextended here and I pulled him, he'd fall down, well then we can attack him down there. But since he retreats, I just follow with the push. So he's striking my ears. I neutralize, and this is called double hand push. I push him away. Okay, so he's striking. I neutralize. I close. I get on his elbows. Now, I'm on the outside here. I can't get onto his core, onto the solid piece. If I just push an arm or something, he can move it. What I need to do here is, as I move these towards the center, so then when I push him, I'm concentrating them into his body, and I step in and then push. You see? So it's very important when you're doing these locking the body kind of things, that you get into the core of the person, rather than, it's very easy to do something like this. Well, then if I just push him here, then he has lots of outs. Okay, so strike opponent's ears. I do double push. Now, this is a really interesting movement. As I push, I'm pushing him in this corner, towards the corner, and as I push, he goes off to the side and opens me up. He's moved to the side. This other hand, is no longer in a very good shape to do this. So if we're doing it towards this corner, you see, and I push him. Now he's over there. This hand is no longer any good. He's got this hand, and then what's he do? He attacks me in my. This is one of those death possibility situations. You see, he can stop my breath, can stop the heart, he can break the ribs. It's a very, very vulnerable spot. So it's a little tricky when the push is coming in for him as a practitioner to move slightly, to go with it, because he's going with my push. He's riding my push, but he just happens to ride a little bit in this direction to open me up. And then he punches, which looks like it looks like fan through the back here, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let's go back into the direction we were working. So strike opponent's ears. I neutralize back and push. He comes out and punches my ribs. You notice how he's sitting back, because this is a very fast. He doesn't need a lot of power here. It's a very fast blast to the ribs. It could hurt very much. So his weight is kind of back. He's too close to me to shift. If he tries to, if he were to do a regular punch and shift forward, well, I'm too close. So here he just stays back and makes his punch. Okay. I gather back. Now the person who's the A side here, don't lean back. It would be easy to lean back, but then if he fell on you or something, you would hurt yourself. What you want to do is gather. As he comes back, I move into my left quad and then release. He comes out and punches. Now, this is simple. As he goes to punch, I sinking. At the same time, the left hand just gently leads him slightly into this empty space. Okay? Very simple. Okay? So this is this was called single hand push. This one hand has done the pushing. And, okay, so let's go back once again. Strike opponent's ears. Double push. He punches, does fancy back. I sink back, get it back as far as I can, and neutralize. And what does he do? He just follows this up into a arm bar, what's called filing the arm. So here you see, if you just do this solo, you see that, see how this arm is pushing outward, the left arm is pushing outward, and the right hand is pulling inward? So we call filing. At the same time, they're rolling. They're rolling. Now you can now look at this. Strike opponent's ears, we'll say. Double push. Now, you see he comes in and attaches here. And as he pulls in, he's pulling this one and pushing. There's a break. He's breaking it, snapping it, right? Pushing. At the same time, he's filing so that the arm is going this way. Okay? So he can either snap my arm, or if I get it loose, so he can't snap it, he can just take me down in a chin na kind of movement, like so. Okay, so that's what's called filing. Strikes ears, push. I single push, and he comes in. Now, if you also notice how he stepped in, he's also interfering with my knee. See, so that when if I have a pretty good stance, if he necks my knee, it's easy to knock me down. He could kick me at that point and do a lot of different things. Okay. Okay. Now, as he comes in, as he's coming in for his approach, I start to shift back. I mean, I am sort of back anyway because I did for my file. As he's coming in, I want to allow him in. As I allow him in, my free left foot steps around behind him. This hand, you see, again, okay, so he's getting this. All I have to do is relax it, and that takes a lot of the neutralizing part of it. Because if he's got me hyperextending, I just need to loosen it. And I do it before he really gets me all the way in place. So I let this go, let this drop, step behind him, and now I'm at an angle, oblique angle to him, which is perfect, and I can just throw him away. So this is called withdraw and push. Withdraw and push. So as he comes in for filing, I replace this left foot to get some space, but I'm going to also get behind him. I withdraw, and this foot's already really there, and I can just push him out of the way. Okay, shall we go from Stork's Pheasant? Let's go from where we started this whole thing. Okay, so I come in, he steps around and push. Okay, so that's fun, huh? Okay, so now it's always fun, working in these, because like one person gets the chance to do it, and then okay, you think that you're in the good shape, you've got everything going, then all of a sudden the person comes up with this counter, and now you're in bad shape. So when we teach it in classes, we usually stop with say B having done its return movement, and poor A is always left, in bad shape. But so that's the way life is, isn't it? Okay, so let's go from file and with withdrawn books. Okay, so I do withdraw and push. Now, as I push, he goes with me. It's so important in Taiji that you go with the energy. You always go. So as I push, he doesn't fight it, he just goes with it and takes me further than I want to be. So you see how that hand comes up and draws me back. If I was a little off balance, he could just easily pull me. But since I get rooted, since I'm rooted, I don't want to go there. I'm solid, so he just, bam, slaps me. So this is a slap to the ear, most probably, or jaw, in their temple. Yeah. Okay. Good. So as I push him, he goes back, replaces, goes back with it, opens up, and slaps. You see, he's sticking. Very important that he stick. If he doesn't stick, then I can attack him. So he's doing that. So he's neutralizing and slapping. So I withdraw and push. He neutralizes and slap. So this, as he slaps, you'll see this a lot of times. Things happen. Are just ducking to get out of the way. You got to be fast to do that, that's for sure, because he's whizzing, Bam. So as the hand comes, I also do a little flipping motion to help him go further than he wants to go, right? Kind of fun? Okay, so this is neutralize. Neutralize. So see, now he can't control this and this, because he could get in trouble. So he's going to let go. He's going to let go there, and now his energy's going there. So I just push him. So I neutralize and push. I just keep him going, keep him spinning, keep him opening. Boom. Okay. So let's go from filing. So he's filing, I neutralize and push. He neutralizes and slaps, I push. And he again goes with it. And again opens me. And now he's in a pretty good place, and he just doesn't have to do but just apply that. He just comes and strikes me in my ribs with his elbow. Yeah. It's a very quick, easy little movement. So from slap, neutralize. So my intention is pushing him. He opens. This side is a little extended. He's a little bit more over here. So then he comes in and hits me right in the ribs with his elbow. Neutralize and elbow strike. Okay, so shall we go from, I guess, file. Good old file. And withdraw and push. He neutralizes and slap. I neutralize and push. He neutralizes and elbow. Okay, so as he comes in, I get out of the way, neutralize. Now I'm going slightly behind him, so then I can throw him over my leg. I can strike him with the back fist and do our what's called splitting motion. Splitting motion. So you notice in splits, what happens is that this hand has a pulling down at the same time that this hand goes up. If I just do this and not pay any attention to this, he can just go back with it and neutralize it. So in splitting, you see this hand is containing him, holding him, or pressing down as this is coming in. So the energy is kind of doubled, and it makes it difficult for him to get out of the way. Okay? So this is generally to the nose here. It can be to the throat, right? Or just throw him using this leg, because I've stepped behind him using my using his energy, and just knock him over the leg. From file, withdraw and push, neutralize and slap, push, and I come in. Okay, so again, he's going to do the same kind of thing that he did, is that allowing this to come over, and he's going to change his step and roll back. Now again, this is the same kind of thing that I was just doing, that you see he just comes over, just follows the energy. He's not fighting the energy, he's just following it. The only thing he's doing is not letting it attack his head. It just goes over his head. He's coming and changing his angle. And if he could use his jumping, he could really use a good break. He could go bam, and really snap it. Again, it's the same thing. He can use his snapping energy, or he can use his breaking, his long energy, and take me to the ground. Either one. Bam. Okay, so he's changing and rolling back. Now, as he comes in with his snapping arm, you see, so his left arm is neutralizing. It's drawing back, he's extending me, and then this hand, his left arm is coming in to break into the elbow. So his right hand is doing the neutralizing, and his left hand comes around to break. So this movement takes good timing, but it's really very effective if done correctly. So I'm kind of behind him. So he gets back and gets out of the way, giving himself some room. He changes his step. Now, as he comes down, I catch it. Now the timing here has to be just exquisite, because if I stop it too soon, he's in his route, and then something can happen. I want him to continue his forward momentum. And it's just kind of a strange, because I'm protecting myself here in any case. And as this is coming in, I just follow it along. At the same time, I step behind him. See? I do a little side back step, which puts me behind him, so I can now attack him in the shoulder, in the head, behind him. Anywhere. So I change and I hit the tiger, hit the shoulder. Okay. Down. Now, as I go to hit him here, he's just going to continue following. Again, he's going to neutralize by stepping around, you see, and close me up. Okay. As he does that, and he takes another step, he grabs a hold of my arm, this time breaking this elbow. Now that's a little tricky to see, and the timing is a little slightly difficult on here. So I hit a tiger. He moves around with it. Even if I hit him, it's a glancing blow, and he comes around to my side. The sort of the trickiest thing is his catching this arm. You see, I'm on his elbow here. As he moves around, he pressures me, he's on my elbow, he slides his hand down, and as he comes around, he's his coming around energy also pulls that arm. Should we try it in this direction just to see if we can see a little bit more clearly? So I come around to hit. He closes, pulls, and snaps. Okay, once more there. So can we go from, let's go from you slap, slap. I push, hit, break, hit, and break. Okay, so as in all these arm bars, what I want to do is, because he's coming down, and again, if I neutralize by turning, see, even if he's strong, and even if he's got a good grip, I can, this very typical kind of movement, you see, and changing. So if he doesn't want to hold on too tight. If he holds on too tight, he's susceptible to this kind of thing happening. All I have to do is move my hand a little bit. So, but like most Tai Chi people, it's more sticking kind of quality. It's more of a stickiness than it is a hard grab. Okay, so as he comes down, his intention is right, his focus is right there, bam. And he goes, bam. And he goes, whoa, bam. If I can time it just right, as he's coming down, I drop and step in. Now I'm underneath him, I come up and I can attack him with my shoulder into his center. So as he does his roll back movement, I step in and apply the shoulder. Bam. Okay, very good. Okay, so we, okay, let's go from there. Okay, so I step in and I apply shoulder strike. He rides me back. You see, this, in shoulder, there's the window of power is very short. I only have, if he's standing there, I only have this much. If he moves even a couple of inches, I'm done. That's it. That's it. So, as I come in for the shoulder, he just gently rides me back. Now, if I've gone too far, I try to withdraw, and he presses. It's called return and press. He just, bam. He can either use fast or short or long energy, depending upon. He comes in, I drop in and apply the shoulder. He returns, goes back, and presses. Okay, so, all right. So he presses. As he presses, let's come in here in the light a little bit more. As he presses, see, he's trying to, go, he's got me solidly here. He's got something solid to press again. So as I turn slightly, you see, he's off. So as I turn, I'm going to change my step and pull him. As I turn, I change step and pull him and open him up. This is what we call, this is an opening movement. So you see, again, it's just so simple that it's just a matter of going with the person. And these hands, you see, as I go, I just come up inside and then pull down. So as I open and pull, either he falls, and now I attack him with my shoulder to the nose, to the head. Okay. Or if I get in close enough, I can get him in the chest. I can attack his leg, right, to the chin. Just depending upon this, how much energy. If it's not too much energy, I can step in. If it's a lot of energy, then I have to pull him with me. So he goes to break, I step in, He returns and presses. I ride it back, changing position, open him up, and attack the nose. Now, this is one of those things that if I open too soon, I've neutralized the ability to do this because he can see what's going to happen and he can react to it. So my opening of him has to be very, the timing is, so I go back and change, and now as I open, this is coming out. So these arms are pulling this way at the same time the shoulder is moving out. So it's separate and right shoulder. Okay, so again, this window is very, very small. I am very close, so he just rides back and neutralizes over and comes in and applies a shoulder to me. This is an interesting movement. So as he's pressing, I change, step in, open, and attack with the shoulder. Now, as I go back, he's taking me this way. So as I go this way, he then changes me, closing me up. So he gets this sort of a little roundness quality to it. So as I come in, he opens and comes in. So he wants this hand to be open so he can come in, and he comes in at sort of an angle, slight angle, to hit me into the ribs. From press, I change, open hands and apply shoulder. He then neutralizes and applies the shoulder. Good. Then you notice how, because you see how his foot is in my space. Otherwise, shoulder doesn't work. Again, I just remind you, if you have to lean, you've gone too far. All right. Return and press. Open shoulder. He applies shoulder. So as he comes in, I'm going to do the same thing as ride him back. Now, let's do it in this direction, can we? So this goes against how we kind of naturally think. This hand's going to come up inside under. Most people want to come and grab over the top, but then it spoils this movement here. This hand comes underneath, open and attack. Now, as he takes me, you see, this hand is here already. I'm protecting myself. You always want to have this hand protecting underneath here. Okay, so as he comes in, you see, I'm just going to ride him back. And as I ride him back, give him a little pull. I get out of the way too. You see? I'm going to just kind of get in a little different place so that even if he were to come, he would miss me. And I just add a little pull here, and now I'm in a position where I can give him a good strong elbow to the ribs. From return and press. I open and shoulder. Right shoulder, he comes around for left shoulder. I reach back. Okay, here I can crunch down here, hit here, get in here, and then this is the proper direction. He just catches me because he's turning his body and his elbow catches into my elbow and pulls me down. It's a great defense. And then he just steps up, opens up, and knees right into the crotch. It's a very quick, easy, open, because I'm very open here. So here, I'm overcommitted. He steps right in and changes and comes in with a knee. My weight is all forward, and it's very easy for him to do this. Okay. Okay, I wonder if we should leave it at that for the moment. Let's go from our flash point, from where we started this at shoulder, go all the way through the movements that we've just done, and then we can maybe do our solo forms. Okay, so this is where, so here he comes in. So movement number 12, movement number 12 is I open and I attack his knee. He brushes off and punch downward. I neutralize, pull down, and split, step behind. He opens me up and does Fair Lady, comes to hit in the face. I neutralize back and do a back fist. He sidesteps, Stork spreads his wings, tries to sweep me. I come in and I apply my shoulder. He's doing his roll back, he's breaking the arm. I neutralize, come around and hit his shoulder. He neutralizes back and strikes my ears. I get back and push him. He goes to the side, striking me underneath the ribs. I neutralize him. He comes into file. I withdraw, come around, and go to push. He opens up and slaps the head. I duck, neutralize, and do another push. He opens me up again, comes in with the elbow. I neutralize, pull him, do a back. He comes around to break the arm. I neutralize, come around, hit him. He comes around, closing me up, comes to crash in. I step up, step in. He presses. I open him up, separate, shoulder. He goes back, neutralize, shoulder. I come back, neutralize, hit. He opens up and attacks. All right. So let's, what I'll do is, we'll do the solo forms, each one of us, and then we'll put it back together again. Okay, so let me, I'll just do this piece that we've just done. All right. Okay, oh.
Separate right foot kick. Pull down and split. Ward off left and right back fist. Left shoulder strike. Turn body and roll back. Double push. Single push. Withdraw and push. Neutralize and push. Pull down and split. Hit a tiger right. Step up and left shoulder strike. Separate and right shoulder strike. Right elbow strike.
Okay. All right, so Rex, if you come on in and do the...
Punch downward. Fair Lady works at Shuttle. Stork spreads its wings. Step back and roll back. Strike opponent's ears with both fists. Deflect and punch. File right arm. Neutralize and right palm slap. Neutralize and right elbow strike. Change step and roll back. Turn left, step back, roll back. Return and press. Turn body and left shoulder strike. Golden Pheasant stands on one leg.
Great. Okay, let's go one more time in the time that we have remaining from this particular point, shall we? Okay, very good. So I think we're just about out of time, so we're going to continue on from this place, and I hope that you're enjoying this as much as I am. It's a lot of fun, and exploring this great art of partner Tai Chi. So I look forward to continuing. And we'll just go out, we'll just fade out whenever you have to fade out. We'll just continue on from this particular point. I need to get back at him, right? Okay, so thanks a lot, and thanks, Rex. Appreciate it.